Okay, so this is the first visit down here, but this is the first visit recording. So when you walk in the room right away, I'm going to do it on Teddy. So we're going to walk in and say, "Hi, Mr. Teddy, how are you today? I hear you're here because you've got a little bit of neck pain going on." Okay, yep, that's perfect. So let's talk a little bit about it. I read your file, but what I want to talk about with you today is kind of how it happened, when it started. I know you wrote some of that down, but just get a few more details, and then we can kind of go from there. Is that okay? Okay. So it looks like the pain started on Saturday, but it doesn't look like there was any problem that happened that made it occur. Okay. So just kind of woke up with it then? Yes? Okay. Well, here's what I'd like to do. So it sounds to me like you might possibly have what they call torticollis. Torticollis is when one side of the neck will actually spasm and kind of protect the neck from moving a certain direction because it's worried about pinching that nerve and hurting. And it's very common this time of year with weather changes and all that stuff. So what I'd like to do is do a little bit of an exam, and I'd like to examine your whole spine because sometimes the neck problem actually starts in the lower back. And the best way I can explain that to you is if I'm building a room and I start in one corner and I get to the next corner to turn and I'm maybe a quarter inch off, and instead of fixing that, I leave it that way. And by the time I finish the room, I'm an inch off. So it kind of works, everything builds on each other, just like that room that I talked about, your spine does the same thing. So if something's out down low, it can actually cause a problem that shows up top. So we're gonna just do a little exam. It's gonna palpate or feel the spine, see how the joints are moving in the vertebra, and then do a few orthopedic neurological checks, and let's see what to do there. Chances are, because there's so much lack of motion, I will probably go ahead and take some pictures today. Is that okay with you? Okay, the reason I take pictures is it gives us a blueprint to work with. So let's say you have some arthritis there, or some an old injury that has caused you to lose your cervical curve, and I'll explain that more to you when we see the x-rays. The reason we want to do that is it gives me more information on what to adjust and how to fix you and how to fix you faster. It helps me kind of know where things are at, and then on top of the exam and the history we've taken right now, that gives us a much better chance of getting you free of pain sooner and also getting you fixed in the long term a lot faster. You okay with that? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do an exam. I'm gonna have you sit here. I'll come around behind you. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of put my hand on your neck, and you're gonna feel me move your head back and forth. Just tell me if that causes any discomfort or anything. Okay. The next test I'm gonna do, you're just gonna sit there. All I'm gonna do is apply some pressure to the top of your head and push down. Tell me if that causes any pain in the neck or anything. Okay. And the next test I'm gonna do is called shoulder depressor. So what you're gonna do is sit there. I'm actually gonna put one hand on the side of your head and then push the shoulder down. Tell me if that causes any neck pain. Okay, and then let's do the other side. Okay. Now I'm gonna do one general test here for the low back and just see what the range of motion is. So I'm gonna feel first, like I did in your neck. You're just gonna feel me move you back and forth and kind of move up and down your spine just to feel how the joints are moving. And then that feels pretty good. Little bit of decreased motion in there, but let's do a test called Kemp's test, where we're just gonna move you to the side and rotate you, and tell me if that caused any discomfort or anything like that. So we'll do the right side first. You're just gonna see me come across to you and give you a little hug and just move you a little bit. You just have to relax and I'll move you. Okay, no pain there, good. And no pain there. Okay, good. I do think torticollis is probably what you have, but let's make sure. Let's double check that and make sure there's no arthritis or anything, like I said, or loss of curve, which will affect the length of time it takes to get you better. Let's take some quick pictures, and then we can get those developed, and I'll be back with you probably in the next 15 minutes after we get those pictures developed, and I'll take a look at them, and then we can go from there. Any questions from you today, or anything I can explain a little bit better or answer any questions at all? Okay, perfect. All right, I'll see you soon.